3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Alright, welcome back. This will be the second part of the campaign of episode 8. So we've got the members of the party. They have tracked into the forest after defeating a horde of zombies, undead, specifically skeletons. They, at the guidance of Kai, a new companion, went into the forest of Huntikin and found a small child had been killed by one of these skeletons at some point. They also witnessed a ritual of sorts of families from Kai's community, and it seems that it was successful. The child awoke, and you see the child crying and everyone embracing, and joy filling the air. The tingling you felt on the back of your neck has kind of dissipated now, but yeah, that's where we're picking up. What would you like to do as this has just occurred in front of you? It is still very cold out and midday.
Was the child killed, or was he nearly killed?
You don't know. He's alive now, you know that. So.
Have you noticed that weird feeling went away?
It has. I think whatever it was what they were doing. I have some questions for their elder, the one who asked me to wait.
Yeah,
something feels off here.
I had a question. For all my history and studies, would I kind of know what was going on, or this is completely out of...
You can make a history check. Let's see if you've ever read anything about this.
History, is it 20?
Mm-hmm. D20, add your history.
10, 15.
15? You've read druidic rituals for healing, but nothing specific about this.
Okay.
Yeah. That red paste that was all over them, you don't know what that is. So.
Cool.
Bulgrim is going to wait until they start to dissipate around the child and sort of keep his eye on the older one who asked him to wait, and he's just going to wait patiently to talk to him. Okay.
After they after just a quick moment, they all begin to make their way and walk slowly as a group, but not side by side, just kind of walking back in a direction roughly northeast from where you're at. Kai, you would know this is towards where your community is settled, beside the little lake. The elder is within that group if you'd like to walk up to him and speak. I imagine you guys are walking with Kai, or...
Yeah, so I guess Bulgrim will break from the rest of the group. I have some questions for that elder. If you'd like to follow, I suppose you can, but I'm going to go seek him out, and he'll try and more or less pull up next to the elder who's walking in the direction northeast.
Thank you for not interrupting. I fear it would have caused the ritual to fail.
Yes, I had some questions about that. I had a feeling while you were all sitting there sharing your voice or whatever it was you were doing.
And as he's walking, he's kind of leaning on a staff, and he kind of pauses and looks to you and then continues walking. He says, "You're attuned to Levempor."
I tried to dissuade or completely remove people who abuse Levempor. There are certain aspects of it that can be used for good and holy purposes. Healing, neutralization of poisons, things like that.
The things that are not natural.
Right.
That's what we do here too.
It seems that way, though. That ritual was quite strange.
It's very rare. It doesn't happen often.
What sort of Levimpor was it? What exactly did you do? Was the child dead? Was the child...
He was in between.
His soul was still here then.
Yes. The soul stays with the body.
Some of my brother's family members have been skilled in the art of binding a soul back into its body once the body gives out.
Yes, there are different ways.
This is just a way I've not seen then.
Possibly, yes. It required a very special, long-bladed grass that's just on the outside of the forest.
Ours, well, I suppose it would be different. You don't live in a mountain, so you wouldn't have access to precious gems. Now, I suppose you would have to find a way. And Bulgrim will sort of do exactly as I'm doing right now and sort of look up to the sky a little bit as he's walking, and he'll sort of...
And the elder kind of laughs to himself. Dwarves are always so interested in stone and hard things of the world.
So much easier to measure things of rigidity. You don't have to worry about bits of it falling off. Don't have to worry about it slumping or anything like that.
Oh, don't get me wrong. It's just I've met a few in my time, and they seem to all have that similar perspective.
Well, I suppose I should tell you my name then. I am Bulgrim Bulgrimson, 84th of his name.
Truly. That's a long lineage. It must be holy almost to your people.
We, my line is, fallen from its original grace, and it, is my mission to put it back to where it was.
Well, we're all growing or dying one way or the other. Now, I see you're with some others, and you followed Kai, one of ours.
Yes, he showed up during a siege of undead. I've heard you have problems similar.
Yes, it's been more present as of late. Seems something's awakening them, something's stirring deep within the world. And it's at that moment when high in the sky you hear a thunderous boom, and then a fireball, massive, but hundreds, probably 100 miles into the sky, comes streaking across from the south and slowly lowering, but nothing close to you. Probably gonna land, looks like a meteorite of sorts, crashing through the atmosphere, heading north. And all of you obviously notice it. It's very loud, very big.
Bulgrim, who is already looking up at the sky, sees this and kind of just stares and follows it. And he'll look angrily at the old man.
The elder, when you look at him, you notice he's hunched down and he's holding the little walking stick with both hands and looking fearful at the sky at that.
And with a bit of anger in his voice, is this a side effect of your ritual?
No. You think we could cause such a thing? I have no idea.
Well, I've never seen such things, and I've never seen that, and now both of them are happening on the same day.
I'm sorry. It's curious. It's clearly a sign.
A sign?
Well, there's an old prophecy that when the heaven was filled with fire, a great evil will come. But the one who said that was crazy, so...
There was another telling of the sky being filled with fire, but it was a great protector that came. I'm sure you're familiar with the stories of the Sentinels.
Yes, that's what originally brought this community together. A commune of a few families that escaped and found themselves at one with nature.
That is.
And you all are hearing this. You're walking with him, so
what I
feel
wish
free to chime in
avoid
anytime.
is bringing the Sentinels back. That is why I must quiet the misuse of
Oh.
Entorin.
It would take something much greater than that to return the mighty.
What about something like that? I'll point to the sky where the giant thing just went past.
Any? Perhaps it's unnatural.
And it is those things that are not of nature that bring the Sentinels.
Have any of you seen this? And he looks at Hezekiah and Thalic.
I've only read about these in old scripts. Never seen it in person. Really interesting to me.
It's part of the stories of such things. I've never seen one, as you can imagine. And it's pieces of far off other planets or things outside our world that fall but bring destruction. Perhaps Kai would know of something. His family is descendant of the one I told you of, who made that prophecy long ago.
So I should talk to him again. Did we hear any sort of landing boom or thud or anything like that? No?
No, I mean, it was still really high in a very slow descent.
Sure.
Like, it's going to hit probably a couple 100 miles to the
Got
north.
you. Cool.
I mean, that would shake. Something that big would essentially shake the entire planet.
Possibly, yeah. But it hasn't hit yet, that you can tell. Yeah.
What do you think about this new stranger and his,
I think there are a lot of coincidences happening around me lately. The commander in the outpost goes to the bathroom shortly before a bunch of skeletons come into the bathroom. Now I see this ritual I've never seen before, and now there's fire streaking across the sky. People are not worried about the undead, and now there's undead everywhere. There are a lot of inconsistencies and things that are strange that are happening around me recently. I don't like it. We must find a way to gain some ground here. We gotta figure out what's going on. Clearly something is.
Well, you're welcome to stay. And the elder's been listening this whole time, just like walking like, kind of like a crazy old guy, just like thinks he's part of the group. You're welcome to stay amongst us for the evening or longer. Our community is open to all that are willing to not hurt those around them. You seem a lot of good spirit, and perhaps Kai could tell you of some of the things we do, and there are some festivities we can do with the newcomers, if you'd like.
They seem peaceful, but something's rubbed me the wrong way here.
I think we ought to be on the move anyway. We did have other things to take care of. We need to make it to Bridgerton and check out the southern part of this forest, I think it was?
Northern.
Northern. We need to check out the northern part of this forest.
What do you think, though?
Exactly, I should be knowing.
No, just
Okay.
aspects of the village, or the, yeah.
You know, Kai
I hear my
really-
name getting thrown around.
Kai really wanted to get back to the kid.
Right.
But it looks like that situation's resolved itself.
I think you're right.
And without being able to, add anything more to the situation there, we should continue
And then
on our
personally, that
Yes,
ritual I'm still not 100% sold on. There's something feels off about it. It's not like the sort of living poor I'm used to. There's very, very few uses of it that aren't tainted.
Something's off.
Guy seems fine. They seem fine. It's not like that. It's more the actual taint of living poor itself. The use of it worries me.
It's been a lot of it.
That's what I vote. My vote is on.
Well, Kai, now that your family member, conclave member, whatever the relation was, has been healed, is it still your intention to rid the surrounding area of the undead?
Rid the undead. That's exactly what my idea was.
Well, perhaps I'll pick your brain more about this new sort of live-in poor I'm being introduced to. It doesn't seem foul, but anything unknown has chance for secrets. So maybe I'll talk to you more about it
I
while
want
you
to find out
accompany us.
myself. I'll find out before we go.
And the elder, dwarves are always so inflexible at first, but some of the strongest friendships you'll find. Kai, you've chosen a good one, it seems.
Bulgrim just kind of looks at him.
It was like a backhanded comment, that the old guy did. But he says, "Is there anything I can do for you before you take your?"
Can I talk to the elder guy to figure out what's going on? 'Cause
Sure. He's with.
I have
Like,
no
are you
idea.
trying to pull him aside?
Yeah, like I mean,
Oh, okay.
we can have the conversation with him mostly because I have no
Okay.
idea what happened either.
Gotcha.
Being my,
Yeah.
Because
It was the first time you've ever witnessed
I
it.
have not witnessed this. So how
You've heard
how
of
did
it
happen?
before.
Yes. How do we go about practicing this ritual?
Well, you knew the ritual chant. You were taught that as a child. It requires the circle, and the main aspect is that everyone stays together within the circle and keeps it flowing. And then, of course,
How does the gloomstock work?
Gloomstock is necessary.
Is this in front of everybody? Just double check.
Yeah.
It can be in front of everyone.
Gloomstock was found long ago to have healing properties. You were taught as a child it was the fields of a long-lost battle. So much blood fell there that it says life itself filled the ground from the blood. The soil is tainted and filled with it. That is what causes the wheat to be red. Within it, the healing properties, when curated correctly and combined with the correct energy of those within the circle, can, and I say can, heal those that possibly might not have been healed. Though, if done incorrectly, you know the consequences.
And what might those be?
They don't come back, and it's foretold that if you were to fail, the crop would grow unsustained and then wither and die.
But it wouldn't bring back a different, say, a skeleton or a zombie in place.
No, we wouldn't use it if that was the case. It's unnatural.
Very good.
We would lose access to the Gloomstock if we were ill-intentioned. So find it only in times of great need. You know Dathenelin is thought to be the possible elder of the future. It was only out of the necessity that we used it. Make sure you speak with your parents before you leave, Kai.
Will do. So I can go help to do that right now.
Okay. So Kai kind of walks off. Is there anything you guys want to do before he comes, or like in the time before he comes back? It's at that point you hear, more feel the earth shakes beneath you. The trees all vibrate and snow falls. A bit of cold air kind of pushes down into the warmer air beneath the canopy of the trees. And you imagine this is from the impact of possibly that stone or object that was falling.
Yeah. Do you have a name for the actual world? Because Entorin is the, like, country or whatever, right? Like
Entorin is the world.
Entorin is the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Entorin probably did not like the feel of that. And,
Did you say that to the elder?
to just everybody.
To everybody?
Yeah, and Bulgrim will sort of bend down, and he'll put his palm just on the ground.
Okay.
And just feel.
Okay. Anything you guys are doing while Kai goes off.
Now that Kai's not around here, what was that old guy talking about?
I'm right here. No.
What was he talking about Kai's relatives and they would have something to do with that giant ball of fire?
He mentioned offhand that one of Kai's ancestors told a prophecy about fire falling from the sky and a great evil returning. What that means, he also was described as crazy. So what if anything that means is a guess at best. Though I suppose we could talk to Kai, or even the elder mentioned his parents as well. We could talk to them.
Sounds like a good plan. We should also probably grab some rations.
Yeah, I mean, actually,
Or
I have
out of,
rations. I think we all have rations.
The venison was amazing, but I think we need something to keep going.
Yeah.
Well, and if a druid stays with you, you guys don't ever have to really worry about rations. Because
Yeah,
Goodberry
Goodberry is a full
gives you
day.
your food for the day, basically.
Yeah,
It's
for 24
single
hours.
day.
And
Yeah.
you got 2 good berries and
So
the
it heals people and it provides your energy and everything you need
Nourishment,
from
yeah.
food. So, yeah. So yeah.
Druids are
So Kai, you see your parents. They were amongst the circle, and your dark elf obsidian father reaches out to grab your arm and pulls you in close and whispers, "Who are they?"
some adventurers
Well, clearly, I see that, son.
looking to rid this world of the undead.
Are you sure?
Nope. But that's what they claim to do.
Keep an eye on them while they're in our boundaries.
Yes.
Are you? I overheard that you plan to stay with them until they leave the forest. Is that correct?
I will be leaving as well, Father.
Okay. Be safe. It would break your mother's heart to lose you. Mine as well.
Of course.
And that's when your mother just kind of smiles and brings you in and hugs you, and all of you, they actually do something that have your entire life, all 3 of you kind of put your heads together in kind of like a triangular, like, forehead embrace and hug, and then, is there anything else you want to say to them?
I could introduce him to Bulgrim, who would be the only person who I've really interacted with
Yeah.
at the time. Like, we've just traveled, but
Okay.
Bulgrim. Said if you'd like to speak with one of them, Father, here's Bulgrim.
Absolutely.
a pleasure to meet you. My name is Bulgrimson, 84th of his name.
It's nice to meet you. Did you come up with a name for your father?
Oh, yeah, it's,
If not, I can get one.
Oh, you can do one real quick.
No.
I got Agnor. And,
Agnor?
Yeah, Agnor and Chandra are
Okay.
the mother.
Oh.
Agnor. Second line of House Gillian.
Can I roll a history check to see if I know who House Gilligan is?
Sure.
Plus...
You're proficient in history, I believe,
I
right?
am, but I'm really dumb.
Yeah.
12.
It sounds obsidian, and that's about it.
Fair enough.
Aren't dark elves like not common at all?
In this part of the world, they stay on the island nation of Sidon for the most
Yeah.
part. It's very dark there, just because it's the poles, remember, on east and west, and it's far to the west, so it
So
stays
it's-
pretty dark there all the time. Only a couple hours of light. It's very cold. Something they're used to.
And is this gentleman before me a full obsidian elf?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
What is
And you
that?
notice that Kai's mother is a human.
Isn't that like an odd thing to have a dark elf in?
Are you saying this to him?
No, I'm saying I'm asking like DM.
Yes, it's odd.
Like it's really odd.
You'll
and
see
I'm
them
like, oh.
doing business, like traveling to do business on like
Yeah.
one of their airships or Zeppelin or whatever.
But,
But then they go right back. They don't typically stay outside. So
just because like Hezekiah would be all nerded out, be like, oh
Yeah.
my god, it's actually.
yeah, so that is absolutely what Hez feels, is a bit of like you've seen him in passing, but you've never really been in the presence of one for longer than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So you absolutely are a bit more mesmerized by it.
Bulgrim might have doted more on it, but the Elder has already said that most of the people ended up here because of the Sentinels. So he's sort of not going
Gotcha.
to bring that up.
Okay.
Because Bulgrim is very familiar with the story of the Sentinels and what happened. So he's like,
Did you make sure to write down Agnar of House Gillian?
I did. It's
Okay.
Not Gillian.
Gillian.
Gillian. I will write down Gillian.
Well, Agnar of House Gillian, your son seems an honorable sort, and has said his goal is to rid the surrounding area of the undead, and it just so happens we are hired by the Order of West Haven to do just the same thing.
And he smirks a bit at the mention of the order.
Bulgrim will take note, but he's not a member.
Yeah.
So we ran into many undead, and your son happened to be at the edge of the forest and saw the assault and offered his aid in healing to those inside.
He's a good boy.
Seems that way. I'm not to be fully honest with you, I'm not a fan of users of Levimpor, but so far, you seem okay. You lot, that is.
Well, you keep my boy safe, and we'll continue to stay that way.
I think these are agreeable terms.
Well, if there's anything else I can do for you, find me. Kai can find me.
Yes, I did have one question. I was going to ask the elder, but you may as well know. The bite marks covering the young boy, do you know what did them?
It was one of the undead that had traveled through the forest. From Kai's word, it seems they had found their way to where you had been.
Did you dispatch the creature?
Kai was tracking it. He sent word that where Dathenelin had fallen, and continued tracking after. We simply recovered Gloomstalk and prepared the ritual.
Take care then, since apparently there is an undead that likes to bite. We had some horses take some bites, but I've never seen an undead that bites.
Okay.
So just be careful, I suppose. There's something out here that isn't normal,
Well,
even by undead standards.
I hope it was just one of the skeletons that had been wandering about, but your worry is noted, and I will keep my eyes open.
Light of the Zekron upon you.
Thank you. He does not say the same thing. But anything else you guys want, anybody else you want to speak to here or check out before you begin to search the forest?
Was Kai the only person that saw the undead attack the boy?
He didn't see the undead attack him. He found the child with the bite marks and then tracked the footsteps and such, heading off towards the direction of the outpost, as it turns out, and that's when he heard the bell, came running. So
no one saw it.
you can ask Kai. I mean,
Did not
don't-
see anything. The child had been missing, and we went looking.
We also didn't see what bit our horse.
No, but the inference was there that it got bit when we were attacked.
Right, you know, it was bit when we arrived at the outpost. Like it happened in transit.
did it?
Well,
Did it?
or at
I don't
West
know
Haven.
who is
Yeah,
right.
no, again,
I'm here in the story
no.
with you guys. So.
I'm telling. I happen to remember
Yeah.
That's right, when we got attacked. Okay,
because I was on my way to heal the horse when the bell was going off.
So, Kai, the child is to be the next elder.
Yes.
What kind of training is that child undergoing?
Not much at this time. He's 4. But he was expected to be going under, I guess, the normal druid training.
And are you saying this in front of the elder guy?
Yeah, just everyone
Okay.
that's there.
Yeah.
All right. He had started to make his way, but that question about it, he kind of like hurries back over and he says, "Well, to answer your question, Kai has not been trained in such. He would have, at the appropriate age, been given knowledge for a few years, and then there would have been a trial. Not anything that he could take harm, but to prove that he would be the next elder. And understand, the elder of our community here does not mean leader, or simply means wise one. Gives insight. So, he has been shown great promise. So there are others amongst us that possibly might take that role. I fear my time is ending soon, so I'm living life to the fullest. And he takes a bite of like a berry of sorts, and yeah, just very fruity looking berry, almost like raspberry-esque.
But not a good berry.
Not a good berry. No. Looks like something that was grown in the forest, possibly. And Kai, you recognize this. This is like I'm not gonna say narcotic berry, but it's definitely one of those ones that
Feel good.
yeah. Your community uses it sometimes for certain festivals. They'll actually collect them, dry them out, cure them, and then grind them and smoke them in pipes and such. So it's called the Goji Ta. Go G-O-T-G. So Goji Ta, J-I-T-A. Berry.
Well,
To press on.
is there anything else anyone would like to know before we head to the northern part of the forest and closer to Bridgerton? Actually, I suppose that's a good. Do you all have many eyes on the road?
We do. We have others that are not of our community, but of others of the force that whisper to us if there's something terrible to happen.
Have you heard of any whispers from Bridgerton or on the road from Bridgerton to West Haven? We were heading that way, and apparently there's been no sightings of anyone for 3 to 4 weeks coming
Yes.
from the road.
That has been reported, and it's very strange. There's normally 3 or 4 parties at least per month, year-round minimum. And there was an occurrence nearly 3 weeks or so ago that came to our ears that many were killed. We helped clean up the bodies and give them their proper.
Order priests?
I'm not familiar with the order, but it looked like holy men.
Okay, so as a player, I'm going to ask you: did he clean up my incident?
I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know.
Fair enough. Okay.
There were nearly 3 or 4 looked in robes that were torn, and 1 or 2 dwarves dead among them.
I believe I was also there that night, though I was saved by the one who now employs me.
Consider yourself lucky, because
I could not see a thing that night. It was so dark.
like the moons were gone.
I could not see a thing. Nothing. I could not see my hands in front of me.
I've never heard of such a thing.
I have never experienced such a thing until that night.
It surrounded you completely, this darkness.
My entire party, all those that were slain there, I was only saved by one who managed to stay on their horse during the ambush. My hand was up, their hand was down, and as they were riding, we clasped hands, and through shared effort, got me on the back of that horse, and we got out of there.
Well, if you need to recover them, we buried them amongst the edge of the forest, off the road.
I would like to offer a bit of peace to those 2 dwarves that fell.
Well,
They were good.
we made sure to respect them.
My thank you.
Quickly, be on your way. Please find out what is causing this if you can and stop it. If you need rest, you have a place here anytime. But it was good meeting you, Bolgrimson, the 84th. And I didn't catch your names, but hopefully I get to learn more from you and about you. And he pops another berry and kind of does a little bit of crazy eyes, and he just sits down on a little like a trunk of a tree that has been cut down. or it almost looked like it had fallen, and then they kind of cleaned it into a chair. Is there anything else you guys want to do in this part of the forest before you begin to leave?
I think that's it.
I think Hezekiah wants to see what's up with the berries because he's had a ridiculous amount of anxiety since he left. So I think he might use them to kind of get over that whole I'm not.
Okay. Are you gonna like ask about them, or are you gonna just like inspect the berries?
Hey, let me get some.
Yeah, let me get some
Yeah.
berries.
I mean, you could like
Yeah.
have seen the berry to where you try and keep your eyes out for those berries when you're
Yeah.
traveling. Is that what you mean?
I thought, yeah.
There's not like a bowl of them just sitting out.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Y'all
I
got
think
any of them
he-
berries?
so-
Yeah.
I think what's happening is he's like sort of like reaching into his.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's got pocket snacks.
Yeah.
But they're like not around anywhere or anything.
You haven't seen them yet, but you haven't really been keeping your eyes out for them.
Alright.
But you can absolutely keep looking or ask somebody about them. Kai might know. He's from this place. So you guys begin to walk and talk. How about that? So you guys begin walking. Who's leading the way? Kai? In the direction towards Bridgerton, but to look for possible skeletons?
You are the one who knows this forest. Normally I would take the lead, but I don't know where I am.
Oh, all right. I will lead us north. That's right. We're going north, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Northeast.
generally where most of the skeletons have come to, or come from, in your experience.
Yes. We'll go northeast then.
Okay. Since you're leading the party, give a d20 roll and add nature to it. Or survival. Survival.
Survival. 23.
23. Okay. Yeah, you quite easily, you know this forest. I would have actually given you advantage. I didn't even think about it, but that's plenty. You easily find your way. You know it's roughly a day, half day to walk to the edge of the forest, and then, like we've discussed already, the distance to Bridgerton and said incident. But you overheard the elder and Bulgrim talking about the occurrence of the darkness and things, whatever happened, the incident. So you could even have been directing it towards that area if you'd like. It's up to you.
It's either towards the incident or
Towards Bridgerton, whichever
Yeah,
one you want to do.
How far are those?
If you were to go towards the incident, it's maybe like half day from Bridgerton.
But it's a full day straight to.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
So it's basically like you could do half day and then maybe another half
Yeah.
day, or I'd say it's like 3/4 of a day to Bridgerton, whereas half day, something like that.
We'll just stop off at the site, the incident.
Okay. So let me. Where did I put it over there? Okay. Let me get all these minutes.
And we will look for berries as we.
Okay. Go ahead and you can do your roll if you'd like.
I get a
For it will be either nature or survival. If you're trying to forage for berries.
So nature?
Sure. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, berries. 6. Oh my god.
11.
11. You come across a single bush. It looks like.
Oh,
Okay, there we go. There we go.
I didn't notice it was a green little thing. That's pretty
Yes. Sorry, this shouldn't be in there. Sorry.
Be careful with those berries.
You find a single bush with some of the berries. Yes, he tells you that. His character absolutely tells you to be careful with them. You find 4 full-size berries, probably double in size of what the elder was eating. Like probably the size of like a Brazil nut.
Oh my god.
So like,
Yeah.
you know, real big nuts.
Like a guy like this.
Like
the elder could have been microdosing
exactly.
Yeah.
So his, I mean,
because he was eating a lot of them.
you had there are 4, so you can mark that down if you want.
Was it goji tea berries or something?
Mhm. So, unless you're planning on eating them like right now.
No.
I would advise against eating all 4 of those.
Right.
Even
What
one,
are they?
even one is too much.
What do you...
Nibble
the-
on that.
The goji ta.
Take all 4 of those berries, squeeze them into a nice juice.
You
Take
can make
like a shot.
an elixir.
And I'm dead.
Yeah.
Character
So,
dies.
you guys, as you're traveling along, you begin to trek through the forest at Kai's direction, and you come and see coming through the trees a structure. So this is north, west, east, south. Kai is directing you, and you see this clear, green-hued stone, almost like a gem-looking stone structure, like, but incomplete, like just a partial, like. And the weird thing about it is it looks like it appeared out of nowhere. There are trees split in half to where one half is toppled over and the other half is nowhere to be found. You can see that the land is kind of split on the edges of it, that it's kind of embedded into it, a foot or so down into the soil. And it's warm around it, like warmer than the rest of the forest by at least 5 to 10 degrees. As you get closer, you could tell a progressive warmth, and not warm enough to melt the snow, but you can tell that it's getting a little bit warmer as you get close to it. So,
so Bulgrim, as a dwarf, gets double proficiency to determine the origin of stonework. So you said this was stonework, or it appeared to be.
It looks like hewn cut like a stone would be, but it looks more like a crystal or gem of sorts.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Can Bulgrim try and determine the origin of this structure?
You can. Single roll, not advantage.
Well, I only got a 6.
6.
Could anybody else in the party?
Sure. You've never seen this before.
I've never seen this.
Have I?
You have not come this way in a while, but you have never seen this before. You can... Anyone proficient in... No, really only Bulgrim would have been able to specifically about the stonework. Even with proficiency or whatever, it's not enough to really tell you anything other than it looks to be hand carved.
6 is nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah. So you see this structure. It's roughly 30, 25 feet wide, and it's circular. You can see that it's incomplete, that there's staircases that almost just stop out of nowhere. The archways, you don't see any broken pieces down in it, though. It's almost like it was ripped out of something and placed here.
Now, is it incomplete because it wasn't finished, or is it incomplete because it had started to decompose or degrade over time?
You could do an investigation roll if you'd like. You will have to get closer. You'll have to be within 5 feet of it.
Yeah, so I think at this point, Bulgrim, having really not understanding what it is he's looking at, Kai, is it natural for it to be warmer next to this building? Is that how it normally is?
This whole thing is completely foreign to me.
This whole thing is foreign to you.
You haven't seen this ever?
Never.
You've been to this part of the forest before.
This is
Brand
brand new.
Oops. So this...
It's almost as if it appeared out of thin air.
Okay.
Or from the ground, based on the trees.
Things are flying over my head. There are undead around. These are very weird times. Should have stayed in Faith Harridan. Well, we've been checking out everything else that's been weird. I guess we look at the weird green building too. And
Dalek, you're pretty tall. Can you see anything around it?
Well, there's one weird tree kind of hanging out in the back on the other side of the
Yeah, that was to designate the one that was split in half. That it was a large tree.
Oh.
That it was literally cut in half, though. So sorry, I guess kind of put it on top of
okay,
it.
so,
but yeah.
so it literally looks like somebody put down this
Like
building
it,
on top of
cut
a tree.
through it, yeah,
Okay.
and
and that's plain to see.
Yeah, you can see this one's standing still, but like part of the tree is just missing. It's not
Got
under.
you.
You can't see like part of it crushed or pushed out of the way. It looks like it's maybe under it or somewhere.
Are there like
And there's other ones split and hang.
are there like any like red sequin shoes hanging out?
There are not. There are not.
Can Bulgrim roll Arcana to see if he knows that you can teleport stuff with Levimpor?
Sure.
Got a 7.
Well, you don't know he was thinking of that,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
you don't really know.
Okay.
This is very strange, and you're
Very weird.
You're weirded out by all of this going on in a matter of a couple days.
Right.
Like, really a month's time. All these strange things happening.
This in this frequency in this short time.
In this area
Yeah.
too.
Localized entirely within your living room. Sorry, that was a steamed ham joke.
Yeah.
I think I.
The reason I was saying that to you, gentlemen, is because it's at your disposal. Don't forget your abilities. Yes.
Ooh.
Bulgrim as well. Use abilities to check things.
Yeah.
They're new players, so I was making sure they know.
No problem.
Whereas
But how
Thalic
would
is a little more stab. A little bit of magic, but
Yeah, Thalic,
Yeah,
but half
Thalic
these-
seems to enjoy a good drink and a good sandwich, and you know what? I'm kind of about that.
Wait, are we talking about Paul or Thalic?
I'm not about Thalic.
You may just as an artificer ability to discover member magical items or magical essence of things. You can determine possible things from maybe certain abilities you
So
have.
set on fire.
That is up to your discretion.
I think if nobody else is moving forward, Bulgrim will sort of shrug, and he'll go, might as well check out that stone a bit closer, and he'll activate his divine sense
Okay.
and move forward.
Okay. So undead celestial fiend.
That's correct.
Okay. And you're doing an investigation aspect?
Sure, whatever you have me
But
roll
you're
to-
like looking around,
I would like
checking
to
things
look
out.
at specifically the stone again, but from up close. Like I'd
Okay.
like to go.
Like you're going into it?
Not inside. I'd like
Okay,
to
so
go
you're within
just
5
outside.
feet. Okay.
That is correct.
Where's everybody else?
I want to go in it,
You're in it. How far do you want to walk into it?
like to the middle.
So you're in the center looking around.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to. Can I do like perception?
You can.
Okay.
What I'm gonna see what everybody's doing, and then
How dark is it?
dark. It's only like
Morning, right?
no, it's like afternoon,
Midday.
3 or 4 or something like that. But it's still, it's probably warm enough or bright enough to where you can see fine. But you're in the forest to where in the next hour or so it's gonna get kind of dark. So sorry, where is Kai? What are you doing? So Bulgrim's on the outside, kind of looking at it, and he sees Thalic just kind of stride in, like very confidently, looking around, like
I'll go around to the back on this tree.
okay,
On the
outside
tree.
the structure.
Yeah, outside the structure.
Okay, so you're checking out the tree.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
I'm gonna be not in it. I'm probably gonna be right next to
like Bulgrim.
Bulgrim,
Okay.
and I'm gonna like attempt to see what it's made out of and use my artisan's tools.
Okay. So you're
Yeah.
trying to decipher what type of material it is.
Yeah, like I want to
Okay.
know what kind of material and if it's some kind of.
Okay, do a d20 roll. Add your artisan modifier. I imagine it's
Int plus proficiency.
yeah,
So I think 7 for him.
yeah. So add 7.
It
You
might
were
be
doing
6.
perception.
I'm not sure.
So if you're doing perception, you're keeping watch, kind of seeing for like animals, creatures, people. If you're doing investigation, that means you're checking out, looking for things or details about the structure itself. Which one are you more looking for?
I mean, could I do one this go around? And
Sure.
one
Yeah.
this
Which
go
one would you
around?
like to start with?
What's your int?
+5. It's 20. Yeah.
Then it's 7.
7?
If it's +5, it's 7. If it's
Yeah.
+4, it's 6.
So whichever one you want to do first, just let me know beforehand. Bulgrim, you were casting Divine Sense, and then
And just sort of checking to see if I picked up anything. And I was going to look at the stone again, I guess, with Hezekiah.
yeah. So you two are checking out. You don't sense any of those 3 things. Kai, what are you checking out about
I
this
just
tree?
want to see if I can see how this tree disappeared. Half of it disappeared, like if it's underneath. it, and then-
Do investigation.
Investigation. I don't think I'm fine. Oh, 13.
13. You don't see the other part of it. You don't see pieces of it broken off. Splinters of it anywhere. What were you doing? What no?
Wait.
Investigation or perception?
Perception.
Perception. Okay, go ahead and roll that. 10? Okay. You don't see any, like, creatures or anything. In fact, you notice you don't hear birds. You don't hear animals at all. The two of you. 18? Okay. Do you want to roll as well, or just... Okay. It's definitely a crystal of sorts. Can't quite put your thumb on what it is. Like,
Okay.
it's very strange to you, though.
Magical anything? And nothing of...
You do... Well... You
I'll roll
sense
Arcana.
magical... Yeah, I mean, you can roll Arcana if
I'm
you'd like.
proficient. Like, I'll roll Arcana.
Yeah, that's fine.
Instead of
Yeah, yeah, so you're
investigation.
kind of checking to see if it's more magical in nature.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Just a 12.
12? There's something... There's Levempor spinning with, like,
Okay.
within the gem almost, the crystal. Like,
Got you.
you don't know if it is Levempor, or it's using Levempor, or
It
if
has
it's
a
part of
weird-
it.
Yeah, but this particular crystal has almost like a similar feeling to the where it's like I can feel there's an energy there.
Yeah, you can tell it's something, but
Got you.
it's not the same as with the ritual.
Right, 'cause it was.
But yeah.
But there is an energy. Like there's
Yes.
something.
Yeah, almost like a vibration, almost to
Okay.
you. Like you feel like a static vibration.
Sure.
Good
Sure.
vibrations.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So Kai,
I
yeah.
see Thalax sitting in the
So I'm
middle.
gonna kind of go around just so everybody kind of says. So Kai, you see that the tree, you cannot find any aspects of the missing parts.
Yeah, this thing's cut in half. It's nowhere to be found. I don't have anything else to report on that.
Okay. Are you staying on the outside of it, or are you gonna
I-
check inside at this
I can
point?
just hop inside the little window right
Okay,
there.
so you're gonna kind of get in and start looking. So if you want to roll investigation, and then what are you doing now that you've kind of? Do you want to keep kind of thinking and worrying about it, or move in and try and find other things? Like,
Well, I mean, I'd probably communicate to my buddy that what it's made out of and everything.
Yeah, it has some sort of weird energy to it as well. I'm not quite sure what it is. It could be Levimpor, but I've never seen Levimpor infused into a structure such as this.
I noticed when I took a piece off, it's warm.
oh, you did not. You weren't
I
able to
didn't.
chip anything away.
Oh,
It was impossible. Like you were chipping and chipping, and nothing would break free.
gotcha. But I touched it.
Sure.
Yeah.
You felt
And
a warmth. Like it's
Okay.
not like oven hot, but it's like
It's
like
coming off,
think of like a hand warmer that's been used for a little while. Like it's still got that warmth to it, but it's not burning hot. Like it's
Yeah.
one of those where you touch it and you can feel the warmth. And the other aspect is all of you notice like a vibration, like a literally like a static, or when you're near like a generator, you can kind of feel the electricity almost. It's kind of like that. Trying to think of a real world way to describe this. So that's kind of what you guys were doing. You're inside it. You did a perception. You didn't see any animals. Did you want to do your investigation roll?
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do next.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Okay. I don't want to force you to do it if you don't want to.
15,
Plus,
0.
really, for investigation?
That's what I went to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you notice. What was your
10.
investigation? 10? Okay. So you see him looking around, Kai, and you see him kind of walk over an area, and you see one of the stones kind of like lift up. And so you make your way over to it as he's kind of searching and searching. And you do the same thing, and you're able to kind of pop the stone, and you see a little like bag, like a purse, a coin purse or something.
Like that.
Like this size, literally just kind of underneath the stone, just barely, like maybe you can get it. You might have to get someone else to get it because your hands are kind of big, but you can attempt to try and move the stone, but it's not lifting. It's almost like it's designed to pivot is almost how it feels.
Yeah, well, yeah. Why don't I try and use my strength and not my intellect
Okay,
to rip the stone out of the ground?
okay, go ahead and roll a strength check. You need a natural 20 to beat this, just a heads up.
Thanks. Thanks for the pressure.
I'm right there. I could just...
I'm just giving you a heads up. I wanted to make sure it was clear to everybody, so it wasn't like I'm. That was really close. Unfortunately, it has like almost like a pivot to it that you're able to basically take it to one part and it will not go past that. But you don't see any gears or like anything that it's actually pivoting on. It's almost geometric in design that it's supposed to do this.
Okay.
Bulgrim,
Yes.
you and Hez are outside the structure. You see Phallic doing this. What do you guys do? And you notice this as well. As like you turn around as he's like, you know, the veins are ripping in his arms and.
And you've never seen this before, Kai?
Never.
Bulgrim will sort of call out, sort of loudly.
Okay.
He's gonna go over to like a thin part of the, like maybe like the little pillars in between, like the arches.
Okay.
And-
Kai, are you gonna move out of the way or into the structure so he can look?
I'm gonna move out of the way.
Okay, so you're kind of moving over this way.
And he's gonna rear back and he's gonna punch it as hard as he can in an attempt to break some loose.
Okay, make an attack.
Oh wait.
Use your minds.
19 to hit?
You hit.
Okay.
Roll damage. It's a stone, so or it's a crystal. Like it's an inanimate object.
I'm gonna smite it.
Okay. Your attempt to smite it. Okay. Oh, do you smite on 19? Or you're using a spell slot to smite? Gotcha. I was thinking crit for whatever reason.
11, 15, 21.
21. And when you use a spell slot, yours is divine energy.
That is correct.
Okay, just making sure. You notice as you hit, I mean, this is a solid. All of you hear it, and it's a weird, it's not like a metal on stone sound, it's more of a metal on, have you ever heard, like, what it sounds like when they're actually cutting, crystals or geodes?
Isn't it like a whining?
Yeah, it's more like a high-pitched sound than a metal on stone. So that's what it sounds like. And something you notice about the divine energy of your spell is it feels like it doesn't like come out like it normally does, like an explosion. It more gets pulled in, and there's nothing on the stone. No damage. No.
So Bulgrim will, and his fist just sort of like stops as if by like an airbag or like a pillow, and he'll sort of bring his fist back. Well, that's never happened before.
It's kind of weird.
And he'll start stroking his beard, looking at the archway. Did anyone else see that?
Yeah, I'm still in range to see that, right? Yeah. I think that's kind of weird.
Bulgrim's gonna take a step back. I know I told you not to, but set this building on fire. I want to see what happens.
Okay.
Cool.
So firebolt, or you can whatever, however you want to try and make fire.
I'm gonna use my.
We're still in the building.
Yeah.
Well, shoot it at like the same.
Yeah,
arch.
like a small little area, like this little broken piece
I don't
here.
mean literally like
Or like-
fitted.
I want the whole thing set
Yeah.
ablaze.
He has fireball and literally uses it.
Yeah. Fireball.
Okay, so firebolt against like the similar spot where he punched.
Yeah.
Okay, so he kind of
Like
moves
little-
aside.
Yeah, I'll move out of the way for sure.
And
Or
then-
is it possible to bring the? Oh, never mind. I changed.
What are you doing? Firebolt?
Yeah, fireball.
Okay, so you cast a firebolt into it, and so like you it's more of a science-based magic for you, and so you're going through
That was
this.
my,
What's up?
No, because remember the first round, you know, you said flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, because my spears are already it returns to me every
Mhm.
time. I was thinking, can I just cast firebolt from my hand axe so it's not useless?
Yeah, I mean you can like hold your axe and it fires out of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So you do that, and like as you bring your axe forward, you keep your hand on it. But Bulgrim sees this, and any of the rest who are watching you see it. As you're bringing it, you see flames begin to like spin within it, and you hurl it, and into the stone.
My axe? Or is,
No, the
fire?
actual fire
Oh,
that was
okay.
released off of the axe.
Is it like inside the stone, like we can see it now? Inside the stone?
No.
That was bizarre.
That is what happened when I tried as well.
Should I try it again?
It also seems to not care what kind of living pour, since mine was divine and yours was whatever it is that you do.
Sure. It's the frustrating.
The structure is most peculiar.
If that, like, how you
I'll
do-
ask Alec if he needs help with whatever he's doing there.
Well, I want to see. Can I get it with my thieves' tools? In there, they would be able to.
Yeah, you can attempt to like kind of pivot it open with weight and then use your thieves tools one hand. It will be disadvantaged since that's going to be like unless someone else is holding it open for you. Then it would just be straight thieves tools.
Does it take a lot of force to hold this thing?
Well, like his weight of his foot pushed it kind of to the slight pivot, just like, whereas you're pushing all your weight and it opens up like, you know, 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So his moved a couple centimeters, yours with all your weight. So it's going to take someone like putting all their weight and really trying to hold it open at an angle, basically like on the one point, to so they have you
Well,
have
yeah,
that space. That's fine if you.
Well, no.
I just want to make sure that
if Kai wants to help, like.
he said he was going to.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will help.
Okay, so you're kind of skinny, so
Yes.
you're doing it, and it's maybe 1/2 inch open. So
Can I see them do this?
someone else
So
maybe
we
could
can
do
help
it,
also.
or
It's we were doing some experiments of our own.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to like make you
Oh yeah, for sure.
make choices like that. You're going in with that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, I'll help after we're finished doing it. Like if
Got
the
it.
time allows, I'll definitely come help.
okay, yeah. I mean, you see him kind of like doing this number, like trying to bounce to like make it move, and Thalic kind of like goes with his thieves tools, but he doesn't want to break them,
Right.
and so
I'm gonna see
Oh.
them frustrating.
he's gonna wild shape into a bear or something.
Yes, I will wild shape into some sort of
Heavy creature.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
shape into a mouse and drag the bag out.
I was gonna whip out my crowbar.
So you can do a thieves tools.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
are you gonna go in there to help try and push it down before he
Yeah.
wild shapes?
Or,
No, I'll
yeah.
wild shape here.
He's already in there though. so
Well, no,
he'll
but
probably
this
do
is
that.
the whole thing. He was trying that initially, and you guys saw it. Are you
Yeah.
guys going in, or are you waiting longer?
I think Hez said he was going to go in, so Boldrum will continue to mess with the stone.
Okay, so you're messing with the stone, just in that same spot, or are you gonna change?
You know, actually, I think Boldrum's going to walk up the stairs, the incomplete stairs, and see if
These
anything
stairs?
happens when he walks up the stairs.
Okay, so there's this set of stairs.
That
and
set, the one that, yeah.
This one.
No,
This one.
Mhm.
Okay, how far are you walking,
he's,
and what are you
he's
doing?
just walking all the way up to the top of the stairs if he can. Like, he's just seeing if
Yeah.
anything happens when he walks up the stairs.
No, you're up at the top of the stairs, and you see from above, you know, Thalic is ready. Looks like Kai is like thinking in his head, what animal, and then you're
Hez made it to me.
and then Hez is like over there, and he like puts some of his weight on there too, and then it just barely opens to about 1 inch. So still not quite enough because just the two of you combined are not even the same weight as Thalic. So
That's why I like my sandwiches.
Yeah.
I'm sandwiches like my beard.
What's my challenge thing that I can?
1/4 at your current
Yeah.
level.
1/4.
So not too.
because when does
much.
that go up? 5th?
It's 4th level and 8th level.
Okay. So you go up to half at 4th level, and then
Yeah.
1 at 8. Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've done.
Moondrink gets all the way to 6.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we're struggling with it.
Yeah, I mean it's open about 1 inch with the two of your weight, so he can
Okay.
attempt it for sure. I mean, you roll your thieves tools. So that's going to
Alright.
be Dex plus proficiency. Wait, your expertise might be in thieves tools. What does it say for
You said you had a tool to
expertise?
narrow this down, so I'll get through everything.
Where's expertise?
Click
If
that.
that doesn't work, I can just go.
It's going to be under
Snake.
features and traits. Expertise, perception, and insights. So just it would be a +7. It's +7 to your thieves tools. So D20 roll. Don't forget inspiration.
10.
10 total.
Yeah.
You have your inspiration dice.
Yeah.
Don't forget it.
No, I was gonna. Wait. So what happens after that?
He goes to get it, and he can get his thieves tool onto that little purse, but every time he tries to like pull it out, he can get it out at 1 inch in size, but his tools keep kind of slipping off of it. So you can attempt it again if you'd like. The DC will just be slightly higher, not much, but
Without it.
how failed attempts work is every attempt after a failed attempt, it slightly increases the DC. So You can attempt it again, or Kai, if he's about to.
I could go big or small here, so it depends on what the group would want.
It's your character. Play your character. What would you do?
I'll go. The holding it open bigger.
Oh
help
yeah.
it.
Do it.
Yeah. I'll
What
go,
animal?
Well, currently I was just trying to speed it up, but I was gonna go just a horse just because it's heavier. I could.
A horse? Yeah. I mean, you can do that. That's definitely heavy enough.
So I will. Give me 1 second.
It's plenty of weight. Is that a challenge rating? I think
it's a draft horse. Is
Yeah,
what
it
would
was
be.
a quarter.
Yeah, then yeah, you. So you two, beside you, you suddenly see this, and Kai is now a horse. He has his weapons, everything have disappeared, his armor, and suddenly it's 2 inches, 2.5 inches open. So your DC is actually lower on this roll. So a D20 again. You don't have to use it. I was just saying.
Can I give him my crowbar, since he's all strong and everything, and his thieves tools suck at doing this?
His Steve's is +7.
Oh.
Yeah, to get it. He just rolled really proud.
Oh,
I
okay.
rolled a 3.
No, and I'm like, can I just give him a better thing?
A 4? Well, it's good that you have
Crowbar.
+7 because the DC is 10. So you just barely with the thieves' tools grab it, and you're pulling it out, and you're like sweat's beginning to come down your brow, and the coin purse falls in front of you. You're gonna open it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
Bulgrim, what are you doing?
Bulgrim is standing above.
Watching all this, or
No, Bulgrim is attempting to see if there are invisible stairs, and he's.
okay? There are not.
Ah.
But it is really funny
Okay,
if anyone were to look up at you,
How about I
which
look up-
Thalik does as this coin purse lands in front of him, I guess.
does anyone want to inspect this thing before we open it to see if it's cursed or booby-trapped or anything?
Yeah.
I did not sense any undeath or otherwise evil energy from around the area. I think it should be fine, but I suppose I'll take a look at it. And can I just roll Arcana, or I'll come down
Sure.
the stairs and
Yeah,
roll
so you
Arcana
come down the
and
stairs,
see if it's magical, has any sort of weird things to it.
and you get down in there. Go ahead and roll Arcana.
15.
15.
15.
There's something magical about it inside, for sure.
Oh, okay, inside?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you want to do anything? Either one of you?
There is something magical, actually, about this. Perhaps, maybe, well, this stone actually seems to absorb magic. Or, I'm sorry, live and pour. I don't know, it would be better to open it in here, where it might, whatever would be absorbed, or if it would be better to be out there, so that we're not all next to it when it opens. It's your call, and Bulgrim will take a step back.
Well, I'll open it right here if you guys want to take another step back.
Sure. Yeah, so you guys...
I'm gonna.
Sorry.
No.
No, go ahead.
Me being Hezekiah, I'm gonna use my retreat. That scares a lot out of Hezekiah. So I'd like to book it out of the thing.
Well,
'Cause
unfortunately-
I see him going all happy about it.
The timer stopped.
Oh.
So it's at that point, the scene around you changes. The cold is replaced by a different type of cold. The trees, suddenly wind hits your face, stinging with blinding, thin, dusty snow. You find you are no longer in the forest of Huntington, but in a wide, sprawled tundra. No trees to be seen, solely small bits of tall grass, dormant, poking out of the snow on the ground and ice. You have no idea where you are, and that's where we're going to end tonight.
Oh, so should I not say what was in the bag?
You do not know yet.
I mean, I opened the bag.
Yeah, you see but you don't know what those are.
I mean, I know exactly what they are.
They're stones?
They're runes.
Well, they have runes on them. We'll have to wait till next episode. So we'll see you in a couple weeks. Hopefully the party can figure out what just happened. Any questions before we end about what just happened?
I mean, I have a good idea of what just happened as a player. Bulgrim obviously is not going to know, because I made that Arcana roll to see if it was if he knew anything about that and did not.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out. Don't forget to enter the giveaways. We'll see you in a few weeks, but until then, keep rolling.
Bye.
Adios.
Great job, guys. Great job.
3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.